Welcome to Handi Quilter Watch and Learn. I'm Kim Sandberg, and today I have a very special guest. I have with me
Nicholas Turcan.
From Canada.
Yeah, from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada.
Exactly. And you are?
I'm a Handi Quilter National Educator.
Yes. And he happens to be in town to teach an event for a local retailer here, just outside of Salt Lake City. And I asked Nick, I was like, Nick, I love when you add sparkle to some of your quilts. It started with this quilt that's behind us here. So tell us a little bit about this quilt.
So last year?
I think it was last year.
I think it was January or so.
Yeah.
Handi Quilter was looking for 4 of the educators to work on a new series of quilts to go into the lobby of Handi Quilter. And we were each going to do our own thing and then decided we'll each get a panel that we can quilt in our own style. So true Nick fashion, if less is more is even more. So I went to town quilting. So I did a double layer of batting. I did full custom quilting on this, multiple thread colors. And yeah, the back of the quilt also is nice. So you can get some contrast thread colors there. And it was nice, but it wasn't enough. So I decided to add some sparkle to it. So I had that in mind with my quilting that I might be doing some of the sparkles. So when I did the that second ring of the sort of the soft pink where I did the orange peel continuous curves in there, I knew continuous curves would be a fantastic place to add a little rhinestone for a little pop of bling. So kept that in mind, and here we go. We have a nice, beautiful quilt with a little bit of sparkle. I still haven't seen the moving spotlights I asked to be installed, though.
I know. He wanted moving spotlights in the lobby. I am still trying to convince Mark, our CEO, to install those underneath the walkway there. Hang on. The thing is, so Nick's quilt is the spring quilt. We did one for each season. So maybe we'll have the revolving spotlights and the disco ball installed too.
And if nothing else, I will just tie a little flashlight and tie it to the spring to the ceiling, just for my own sake.
Just for your own sake.
Yeah, so this is the spring panel, like you said, and everyone gets their season.
Yes,
so it'll have its time to shine again in the springtime when everything is just about popping out, and those little pops of colors, they could be dewdrops in the morning, springtime, the light glitters and glints off of them. So
perfect.
So
after you did this quilt, I was like, I want to learn how to do this. So I asked Nick, as he was traveling in, if he could bring his supplies and show us, how do you add these crystals to a quilt? Because I know this is a thing. Like, a lot of people like to do this. You see it at shows. So Nick, there's 2 different methods, right?
Yeah, there's primarily 2. There might be more. There's 2 that I'm aware of. So again, I know what I like to do. I'm not claiming to be the absolute expert, but I think I got a good handle on it. So we have either gluing them on, old-fashioned way, or we have hot fix crystals. So when you're purchasing your crystals to bling out anything, and again, I've only brought in some quilt samples of this. You could decorate your jackets. You could decorate your hats. You can put them onto anything. Yeah, you can see that.
Sparkle. Look at that.
If I move the quilt, you can see it catching the light.
Love it.
That is the best part of these things. When you add a little bit of movement, you really get to see it.
Love it.
So when you're purchasing your crystals, you're going to be buying either hot fix, and again, that just means it has an adhesive on the back of the crystal. Yeah, and then there are other crystals that do not have hot fix on them, so it is just a plain crystal. So those need to be glued on separately. So we have 2. We're going to demo both of them. So first up, we have our hot fix here. And again, I've done both methods. As far as durability goes, they both seem to be pretty great. The process is a little bit different time-wise for each of them. If you're gluing, time for the glue to dry. And you need to have your quilt left out undisturbed so the glue can dry. The hot fix is a little more time-intensive per crystal because we're going to be ironing them in place using this special little iron. So again, with this, we have this tiny little iron. I don't know if you can see the back of it there.
I know. Love this.
There's this tiny little metal tip. And when you purchase these, they come with different applicator tips. So for the different sizes of crystals. Yeah, so you can change that out. You do have to wait for it to cool down before you can change it out, or you need to grab your oven mitt to do something with that. So just be aware. And again, we are plugged in and hot, ready to go here, so we're not going to be changing it out. And again, the tip of this has a little cup-shaped indentation that literally goes directly over the crystal.
Okay, so it's just like, so it'll push the crystal down and it's got that little indentation so it holds it in place properly.
Yeah.
That's why you have the different sizes so that
Different
it corresponds with different. You have, I know like, just you have different sizes of crystals will like even here, which
Yeah,
I know
so-
this is probably a little hard to see, but a bunch of different sizes.
Yeah, I think there's 3 different sizes in those
Mhm.
packs. These 2 packs are for the size we have there. And the pack that I have in my hand here is actually 6 different sizes of crystals.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can see there's, teeny
Teeny,
tiny to quite
tiny.
large.
Which
And
is
again-
which is really cool. So depending on how much sparkle you want to have, there's lots of different sizes.
So-
Fantastic.
And that is the thing. The smaller crystals tend to catch the light. They give you that soft, beautiful glow. They catch so much more. The big crystals are nice. Essentially, these are cut just like gemstones.
Okay.
So these are glass, and they're
Okay.
actually cut with flat surfaces on each side.
Okay.
And that is what is catching and reflecting the light. So the larger crystal might have 10 different sides cut into it. Smaller crystal still has 10 sides cut into it. So
okay.
you're going to put more small crystals in the space, but they're going to have more sides to reflect more light to catch. So,
Okay.
but the trade-off is time.
Okay, gotcha.
It takes a little bit more time.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So
knowing that,
knowing that, so I pulled out 2 little trays here, this nice
Okay.
little soft blue and the clear. I don't know, what do you think is going to look better on that?
so we're going to be adding some more right here to this star point. So you've already got some here in the center of these little snowflakes. And this is a quilt that Nick's done some embroidery with the Pro Stitcher, right?
Yeah, I took Megan Bess, another
Yeah.
fellow educator, her embroidery on the long arm.
Yeah.
She does a fantastic
Incredible.
tutorial. I took that. So that is an embroidery file that I purchased, enlarged it to be a sort of a quilt block size, and did the modifications following her tutorials and stitched it out. And then did some free motion quilting
Love
and
it.
the swirls behind, because why not add a touch of fun on there?
Why
and
not?
then another Pro Stitcher swag border for the perimeter. And because
Awesome.
I was in a time crunch, I decided to do scallop binding on this and hand bind it.
Oh, because, that doesn't take any more.
No, well, and again, when I started this quilt 3 days ago, knowing that I was coming to film, I thought, let's keep it simple. We'll just do a whole cloth and multiple thread colors and scallop borders and all of that.
And let's add some crystals.
And
I love
crystals,
it. Okay, so we're going to add some crystals to this little star here. So you said let's look at the little colors here. I think we should do one of just the like silver sparkles on this one,
clear
because
silver.
you have the blue ones in the center there. So
So I'll give you the little tray of
Okay.
those. So these are the 2 different tools that you get with
Okay.
most kits when you buy them. So tweezers, because you can pick up and manually place them with the
Right.
tweezers.
Right.
Or we have these little wax pencils. And
okay.
essentially,
So
you just-
wax pencil.
you just tip it on,
Okay.
and it just sort of clings just enough
Oh, look at
to
that.
pick it up. And again, you got to be careful not to move it too far, because it'll tip and fall.
Okay.
And then when you just put it onto the fabric, you just sort of drop it.
So I could pick it up with the little wax pencil and drop it right there.
Yeah.
Or I could use the tweezers. Again, a little more control here.
And again, these are very fine tip tweezers, so
Yeah.
you
And
pinch
set
too
it.
hard, they tend to fling.
Okay.
Again, sometimes they cling with just static
Yeah.
to the tweezers as well.
Which here in the Intermountain West, where it's very dry, we have a lot of static, so that's not surprising. Okay, so I've got these 2 crystals now
Yeah.
placed
And the
where they
important
belong.
thing is they also don't have to be 100% perfectly placed.
Okay.
Close is good enough. So essentially what you're going to do is take the iron and just be
Okay.
mindful that it is hot,
Hot.
plugged in. And again, put it right over the tip. And if you need to, you can now slide that to get right to the point
Okay.
and just press down for about maybe 8 seconds or so.
Okay.
Really doesn't take too long on that size of crystal.
Okay.
That's it.
And that's it? Okay. Wow.
And
Okay.
it's nice firm pressure going down.
I can see where this is totally, I mean, it's fine work, but once you hit to the point where you're starting to do stuff with the little iron here, it's actually pretty quick.
Yeah. So there's multiple ways to do this. We place those one at a time. There are these transfer sheets get out there. There's, if you have
Oh, wow.
if you have a electronic cutting machine, you can cut out your own stencils.
Oh.
You need to get this special kind of flocking material. You brush the crystals into the little holes, you put the transfer tape over, it picks up your entire crystal design.
Oh, wow.
You can put it down, and then you can come with a regular iron and do that. So we could place these one by one and use this iron, but the chance of that crystal moving greatly increases because you aren't in control with this when you're doing multiple. So if you're doing something where they move slightly, that's fine. Go ahead and use your iron, and you can do a larger surface at one time. I will also say this, if you're going to use an iron, it's advisable to use a pressing cloth or a silicone mat or parchment, something that if one of those crystals flips upside down, it doesn't get glued to your iron. Ask me how I know.
Do you have a bedazzled iron? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, I scraped it off and I cleaned it up because it started to really burn the next time I used it.
Oh, wow.
It was on the wrong side of the iron. But so you can see, it does take a little bit of time. But again, you have ultimate control when you're doing it one by one. They're firmly glued in place, and that's it for the hot fix.
Yeah. So that's a little more like instant.
Yes.
Because I'm running my fingers over these ones we just set, and those aren't going anywhere, which is great.
Exactly. It takes, 5 to 10 seconds to heat up the crystal for the glue to melt. While you're pressing down, you're sort of firmly pushing that glue into the fibers below it, and it's adhering. Once it cools, it's glued in place. That being said, while it's still hot, you do have to be careful not to shift it or pick at it to do that.
Okay.
So that's method number one.
So that's method number one. Yeah, let's go ahead and unplug that, and we'll just scoot it over out of the way so we don't accidentally do that. Okay, so now we're going to look at the second method for doing this, and Nick's got this really cute Halloween banner that he quilted, and I just have to show you guys this because it's so cool. Look, he uses a solid back, that contrasting thread. So I love this because it's essentially reversible, which is so cool. I mean, the words are backwards. What a fun way to celebrate. It's really beautiful. Again, such a great idea.
This is a panel that I hang on my apartment door. Instead of, I usually have holiday wreaths, but for Halloween, I have my little panel.
A panel, I love it.
So method for this one, and again, I'm just going to put these crystals there. So now I have some other crystals. Okay. These are not hot fix crystals. Okay. So there's no glue on the back. And again, they look just like the other crystals. So when you start buying multiples, make sure you know which one's which. Now, that being said, you can use the glue method with the hot fix crystals. Okay. It doesn't matter, but you cannot use the hot fix on the non-glued version because there's nothing to adhere them. Gotcha.
They don't have that glue, that heat activated agent on the back of them already.
Exactly. Okay. So on this one, I think we're going to go with, we thought the dark crystals will maybe work on some of this outer pumpkin.
Yeah, or even make, you want to make the eyes glitter and let's do the eyes. Sparkle a little?
Oh, and even that, I guess we could do the polka dots.
I didn't even see that. Yeah, no, you totally could.
We'll do the outline. We'll give it some glittery eyeshadow.
So this is a fun thing to do on a panel too, just to like add something a little extra because you didn't spend any time piecing this.
Exactly. And again, the crystals are great that you can add them just about anywhere just for that little extra. And again, I've seen some magnificent quilts. Earlier this year, I was in Paducah, and one of the quilts was a Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, and it was a massive quilt. It was probably 90 by 90, and the whole thing was covered with rhinestones, which also sort of sparked my interest in it because this quilt was stunning. When you walk into that hall, just shimmering and glittering, and gold is a big theme in Lord of the Rings. Yes. And with that, so it really just sold it. And again, I can't say how excited I am about where I want to start doing more crystals and more sparkles. So.
Love it.
Another, with the hot fix, they now have crystals in other shapes and sizes.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's not just this sort of like glittery crystal. I've seen them in matte colors. They now have pearl shaped ones, but like half round pearls. Again, so if you were doing a seascape quilt, put pearls inside of your oysters and things like that. Comes in all different colors. You know, again, I order mine online because there's no store in Vancouver that carries these. But again, if you live somewhere where you can see them in person, like that would be
go for it.
That'd be the dream.
Love it.
We're going to use our same tweezers and that tool. Why don't you pick the size, whatever you think is going to look good?
Let's actually do a little bit of a bigger one here. Oh,
Again, we can dump them into the tray because it makes it a little bit easier. Sometimes, I just got these little trays when I bought the one with the iron. Previously, I've just put down a sheet of paper. And again, it was something that I could move it around, kind of keep them. So this time, we're gonna put the glue down before we do our crystals.
Okay. So I was wondering, do you put the glue on the back? How do you do this? Okay.
So I'm using an adhesive. This one is E6000. So this is sort of the glue that lots of people recommend for doing this. And again, that's just one particular brand. I'm sure there's other ones that might work for this as well. I've had great success with this. So it's a matter of trial and error if you're using something else, as long as it works. So also this, if you try to use the glue from the tube, you sometimes get a lot of those stringy bits. It's a little bit harder to control, and the tip is a little bit larger on there. Okay. So it makes it a little more unwieldy to apply delicately to your quilt.
Gotcha.
You can use a solvent to remove the excess if you have it. What I do is I put it into a little syringe. Little syringe with a little angled tip. I think I bought these online. And what I'm going to do, we'll do a line of crystals across the eyebrow.
So you're just going to lay down a little bead of glue. Or plate.
And I sort of just I pull the plunger back, and it sort of sucks the glue back into the tip, and that sort of prevents it from doing that little stringy bit.
Okay, and we're just going to very carefully place these here.
Pop them down and just kind of
You going to help me out here? Or is this going to be all like a little scared? This is quilt.
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay, so this is interesting because these ones are moving. I mean, we have a little bit of play in these.
Yes, and as long as you don't move the glue around too much and make a mess of your quilt, drop my crystal sideways in there.
Okay, here.
Well, slide it over.
This is teamwork. Yeah. Teamwork crystalling. Here we go.
But again, it's also a little difficult in the studio with this lighting. It's excellent lighting for filming. It's a little bit difficult working black crystals on a black fabric, without the overheads.
Well, and I'm sitting here going, that's okay.
Here we go.
Oh, okay. This is totally addictive. I have to go home and have some kind of something I can do.
And this is one of those, almost people do that, diamond paintings, the paint by numbers with the crystals.
Yes.
It's very similar to that, just a different way with the adhesive. So again, you can see how much faster we applied that line. Yeah,
but the flip side is, how long is this going to have to sit before I could move this quilt?
So the manufacturer's directions on here say 24 hours for full adhesion.
Okay.
And that is sort of like that full bondingness. I found that usually about 45 minutes to an hour, they are in place. I've worked on a larger quilt like this where I did one half and I sort of pushed it and it was draping over the edge of the table where I was working. It didn't slide or move anywhere. Like really, again, this adhesive after a few minutes is already starting to bond. But and there's a bit of a smell to this as well. So that would be the other thing to be aware of, that if you are sensitive to smells, this is like any other adhesive glue. You should be doing this in a well-ventilated area, especially if you're going to be doing it for hours on end, especially if you're working very close. You might start smelling those fumes. So, work good lighting, well-ventilated, take breaks as needed. And again, when I did this quilt here, applying those as one dot at a time was a little bit more difficult to apply the glue than it is to do a bit of glue. Oh, okay. Because you basically... Like this, I'll show you.
Yeah.
I had to sort of do one, sort of twist it.
And try to do it so you don't end up with that little string popping off of it.
Yeah. I always keep a little towel here to wipe any glue off the tip.
So I can see that.
This is a dramatic nighttime look for this
There pumpkin. We go. Oh my gosh. Yes, we are. Adding a little bling.
My neighbors are going to love this.
We could smell.
Yes. So, and again, this is one of the things, and the crystals come in all different varieties.
Colors.
They have different sizes. Again, most of them are the sort of standard size kind of crystal shape, but they're now starting to come out with some of these pearl around ones. And again, I'm excited to see if they come out with, squares or studs or other different shapes that are out there. So have some fun with this. This is very quick and easy, and again, a great way to jazz up something that might be just missing that
extra sparkle. So one final tip on this: don't this to your quilt after.
Yes. Again,
you don't want to quilt over the top of this.
No, and this would be the same as going anything with buttons, beads, embellishments like that.
Yeah.
If you were going to do that before you're going to quilt, you have to leave enough of a perimeter. So again, if you were doing it in the center of an applique that you knew you weren't going to quilt over, that's one thing. But take every precaution, just like you would with buttons or anything else on there. Don't have your machine needle going anywhere near them, because we do not want an accident.
Exactly. Okay, well, this was so much fun, and I cannot wait to get on and try this on one of my own upcoming projects. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Nick. Where can people find more information about what you do?
So my website is mysterystitch.com. So you can go to the website, you can find me there. If you're anywhere near Vancouver, you can come and visit and see me in person there. Same thing, contact us, send an email directly to me. Other than that, Mystery Stitch Designs on Facebook and Instagram.
Awesome. He also has his teaching schedule on the Handi Quilter website. So if you go to the Handi Quilter website, scroll down to the very bottom where it says National Educators. If you click on that, it takes you to a full listing of all of our national educators. Find Nick's picture, click on it, and on his page, he'll have a listing at the bottom of where he's teaching for Handi Quilter events. So if you'd like to attend an event that he's at, that's a great place to find out where he's going.
You know what? I think I need to get that link and post it on my link tree and cross-link it to my website, so then it's all in one place, and that way people can just find it quick and easy.
There we go. I love that little cross promotion. Well, thank you so much for watching. Please post pictures of you adding a little bling to your quilts. We would love to see what you're doing.